All right, now we're on 7Q, adding values of arrays in a shifted way. This is by user 5036852, and 90% of the people like it. So we have to write a method that gets two parameters, an array of arrays with int numbers and a shifting value. Here's basically the rules, and let's go down here. This is the best one. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to get this first array, we're going to have it there, then we're going to shift over however many times it says. In this case, it says 3, so we're going to shift from 0, 1, 2 to 3, and then we're going to add these together, and then we're going to shift it over 3 more and add these ones to it, and in total it's going to have, 6 plus 3 plus 3, what are they called? Elements inside of it. And every time it's going to be basically like this number plus the length minus 1, so these two, times this number, all right? And that's basically how we get the length of the thing. So let's come up here and let's build an array with this full length in it, and we're going to fill it up with zeros, just so they're placeholders that we can add this stuff to later. So we're going to say let result equal, and to make this, we're going to use the array constructor, which is basically just a constructor used to create array objects. And we're going to use this syntax right here. We're going to have new array, and then we're going to put the array length in there. All right, so we're going to say new array. And for the length, we're going to have array of arrays dot length, but let's just shorten this down to array, because that's way too much to type. So let's say array dot length. All right, let's do a console.log so we can go do it while we go. Console.log results. All right, so right now it looks like this. It's an array with 2 empty items. Array.length, array at I.length. Excuse me, at 0.length. Let's do that. So let's do that, and look, it's got 6 empty items in it. All right. So now we've got that. We're going to add to that, like I said before, this number, the length minus 1 times the shift. So we're going to say plus array.length minus 1, and we're going to wrap this thing up in parentheses. And then we're going to multiply that number by shift. All right. Now let's test that out. 6 empty items, that's not good enough. Plus array.length minus 1 times shift. How is that only 6? It should be 12. Oh, right. Let's get rid of all these tests except for this one right here. This one, because the rest of them, these just aren't as good as this one. So let's get rid of this stuff up to this var. Let's do that. And then let's bring this back. And then let's put some at the end of this. Let's go to the end, get rid of this thing, put a comma, get rid of this thing, put a comma, and now let's test it. All right, now we've got 12 empty items, so this thing works. Awesome. All right, so now we've got to fill it with the zeros, so we're going to use the array.fill method, which changes all elements in an array to a static value from start index to an end index, but we're not going to worry about the index. We're just going to fill it with whatever value we want, and in this case, the value is going to be 0. So let's say over here, dot fill 0, like that. Now let's test it out. All right, now we've got an array we can work with. So we're going to make some for loops so we can add that stuff in. So let's do that. Let's say for let I equals 0, while I is less than array.length I++. All right, and then we're going to make another for loop for let j equals 0, while j is less than array at I dot length. We're going to say j++. All right, so now we're iterating through the arrays of the arrays. All right, or the arrays of the array, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So right now, to add this into it, we're going to say something like this. Okay, so result at, and we're going to put this in, we're going to say at, at j, all right? But we're also going to add to it, if it's like this one, or if it's like this one, we're going to say plus, what are we going to say here? Array at I, array at, no, plus I times shift, all right? So the first I is 0, so it's just going to be regular j, and then the second I is going to be 1, so 1 times shift would be 3, so it would be j, which is 0 plus 3, so it would start at result at 3. Hopefully that makes sense, and then when you do it again, it'll start at result at j plus I times 2, which would make it basically 6, I think. Well, let's do a console.log result to see if this is even good. Console.log result. Test it out. No, it's no good. Result. Oh, this equals. Now this equals. No, it plus equals array at I at j. Now let's test it out. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, 1, 2, 3, 11, and it works. There we go. Awesome. So hopefully that makes sense. I might not have been saying it right, so let's say return result. But basically, it obviously works. So the first j is just j plus I times shift, and since I is 0 on the first pass, that's what it is. And then now here's I at, it's going to add this plus whatever was here, which is 4, which is 11, plus 1, which is 12, or something like that. Anyway, it works. You see it. Let's test it out and attempt it. All right, there we go, and submit it. This one gets real convoluted real quick. So basically this one's doing this thing we did. It just does total analog up here, total brute force with it. And as you see here, these one-liners are super convoluted, even to just look at. And then here's another one. What do they do? Oh, this one's even better. Anyway, so you can just code down and check all of them out if you feel like it. Let's go over to mine. Just me on this one. Best practice in my opinion. Very much like it. And we'll see you next time.